Hi, hey, hello, and welcome to Powered Play, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream where a bunch of lovely players must protect the Sword's Coast from the wrath of Tiamat. My name is Josiah Groff, I'm your Dungeon Master, and let's get into tonight's episode.
Lady Tiamat whispers, her children fly north. No virtue will stop them. Send the sins forth.
Welcome back. So, let's get tonight started with regular old roll for recap.
Irregular.
Oh, I gotta re-roll that. I don't know if that's a top or a below.
Yeah.
Lois, again, will be our goer.
I think it's me and I still haven't thought about it.
You're immune, Nisha.
You're
I
immune.
oh my god,
Can
I
you-
rolled a 2.
15? Oh, nice.
18.
18.
Duh.
Duh.
11.
11?
7.
Oh!
It's pretty. We were all pretty close.
To Rhenerya.
So, at the end of the night of debauchery, of gambling, Rhenerya is just in her room and she's just like sharpening her axe. And again, it's just kind of like her inner monologue of what had transpired on that day. Okay. Well, that bitch Vajra showed up again. In a good meantime, I mean, we had been calling her several times for help, and that assistant whose name I can't remember, thank God for Sola and Ramsey for remembering those names. But she showed up. She helped us she made this scary big circle, and we all just jumped in blindly. I waited till Ramsey jumped in, of course, but just to make sure everything was safe. Then magically we were in Waterdeep. Thankfully after that, for a thank you, we got 2,500 in gold. Even Ishif got Eon's share, which I thought was actually quite nice. Walking through Waterdeep again, my gosh, since when have there so many goddamn people in this town? And this Ishif girl dragging me to every store. Thank God Scree came along with me as well, buying everything. A miniature grandfather clock? Who even thinks of things like this?
Granddaughter.
Yeah. Thankfully, though, she did drag us to this lovely, I guess it was called bubble tea? It had this really kind of bright red jelly that reminded me of Eon. She would have loved that drink. She probably would have taken that jelly and done something Eon-like with it. It's too bad she didn't get to see it. Dar, thankfully, finally we made it back to that tavern after that long shopping trip. But Dar seemed good. He was making a lot of money, but much to mine and Scree's entertainment, he's running an underground gambling ring, making even more money. And Scree actually, oddly, a little bit, gave him some 2 presents of things that we were looking to sell anyways. But they were in good hands with Dar, I guess. And then we found, I guess everyone wanted to continue shopping in a more magical place with things that were more useful. Interesting character that runs that new store. I'll have to ask Ramsey later what his name was again. In the back of my head. I wrote it phonetically too. Thankfully though, we got some really, really cool stuff. I got a broom. Who knew that I could fly to these heights? The things that I can do with this. I haven't gone off since. Scree got this magical rod that somehow Sola and Ramsey convinced us was going to help us maybe potentially take down a dragon again. Not that they'd need that help if I was around. Mm-hmm. Sola got some diamonds, which I'm sure she'll put to great use, that benefit everybody because that's who she is. And everybody got some really good potions, so hopefully that'll keep everybody in high spirits. But the biggest note is that finally Ramsey's brother got back to us. He's in town. He wants to meet us in person. God, don't know who this fellow is. Don't know what news he has for us, but it's at some country club. Something about tales or mermaids. I don't know what Ramsey and his family gets into, but Scree used to work there, so that's probably not a good sign. But little family meeting. We're all gonna go together. And Sola's right. We should stop making decisions without consulting each other, and if one person disagrees to do something, we shouldn't do it. Me and Scree are still gonna get up to trouble. I just have a feeling, but I would never risk making Sola upset, of all people. Ramsey's another story. Oh god, is that Scree trying to steal from Dar? Is that Dar, or is that the proprietor he was talking about? Oh god, Scree, stop! Stop, straight!
Great recap, Rhenerya. Please take an inspiration.
I'm maxed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Then don't.
Fine then.
Bitch.
I want.
So,
I'll tell you what to do.
Inspiration.
yes. We hop right back in. The group of you, Sins plus Fizzle, are
Oh, yeah.
currently having just a rager of a night in the hag's house. Drinking, dancing, karaoke, all of the above, food, beverages. It's everything you've needed for the last little bit, which is good. You all kind of take a moment as the night is coming to a close to kind of reflect on the last day and a half or two and how things have changed so much. But night does come, and you all individually make your way to your quarters, where you settle down for rest for this night.
Before I go off to bed, I
Mm-hmm.
go sit at the end of the bar. Just one long claw comes out, begin etching the names Grim Spitter and Lalea, and slashing through both of them, adding to the total. And then a ways off, just scratching in an E and a T. Just leaving it there.
You find a nice corner untouched by dirt and grime, and kind of behind where the counter is, you etch in this symbol where you know where it is and where people can see it, but only if they know where to look.
Do you have any guest rooms?
Well, I think Eon's bedroom
It never really got used.
so like legitimately never. She, like I said, she slept under the table most of the time. When you're not, she slept on top of the table.
Alright. That's fine.
It's fine with us.
Yes.
Is it fine with you?
Like there's nothing in there I could disturb or something?
No.
Alright.
Highly doubted.
Yeah, totally fine. Works for me. Can someone show me where that is?
Come on upstairs. Hers was on the 3rd level, as I recall.
It was like beside Scree.
Mm-hmm. Well, where Scree was at one point.
That's right.
Yeah.
She was, somewhere up there. We take her up there. You know where it is.
Yeah. By his raised room in the 4th floor. Below Scree's corridors, you find a small entryway into a room with a nicely kind of put together amenities. There's a bed and a closet. Pretty simple. Nothing personal in this space. Kind of like a hotel bedroom, if you will.
Sigh of relief.
It's like a picture of like a sailboat.
Yeah, a socket edge.
Yeah.
Yusuf will kind of stumble to her bed and lay down. Oh, it's spinning.
So drunk.
Sola will just leave a glass of water right outside. You may need this in the morning.
Thank you. Sola.
See you in the morning. Good night.
Good morning. Good night. Bye.
Why so loud?
And I will stay there till morning.
Of course. Is anyone else getting up to anything before the night comes to a close?
I'll go into the workshop, stare at the spot on the floor where I know Eon hid the money. Open it up. Is it still there?
Mm-hmm.
Safe as houses. Just
Mm.
close that. Look around and this will not be your tomb. I'm gonna go to bed.
You walk past the set of beakers and your mind is thrown back to you and Eon standing beside each other watching the liquids begin to melt and turn into gas and being excited and trying to figure out this weird lycanthropy and how you can fix it and how it might not be able to be fixed, but it was worth the experiments. And that thought gently puts you to sleep.
Sola will go to her room and she'll take off her armor and stuff, and then she'll take Iris
Mm-hmm.
and put him down on the lake. There's kind of like a what do they call it? Chest of drawers
Yeah.
in her room, and she kind of puts Iris on top.
Next to your vanity mirror. Your ring light.
So, anyway, and she says, "You can stay right here for the night, and for some company, I have Cornea here too." And so, and Cornea will.
Iris kind of like looks at him, like you can see they're kind of like how dogs kind of like meet each other and sniff, but Iris is moving much quicker and more adeptly than Cornea, who seems to be just kind of like
And anyway, Cornea eventually comes to a stop, and
No.
we'll stay there. And Sola just says, "Good night, everybody," and then heads to bed.
you just hear the spider legs in response as you fall asleep to that sound. The occasional red beam of light crossing your vision.
Scary scanning the room.
Absolutely.
I need to see Sola. Got me before, fuckers. Puts it down.
I'm just flying around with. I'm giving Dar like a ride on the broom. He's like, yeah, like he's not liking it. Yeah.
You're so light up. Oh my god. How fast are you going up there?
We're outside,
Yeah.
but we're not going that fast. Like I wouldn't want to let him throw up or something. Like a normal
Nice, like-
broom speed, but we're like outside in the sky, like above the buildings at least. Yes.
Where's Ramsey?
Yeah.
Inside in bed. Fuck off.
Dar's like holding on to it. He's got his legs
So like I've
wrapped
got
around.
Dar, like we're like up to like Ramsey's window right now,
Yeah.
and we're just like peering inside.
Where's Johnny? Anyway.
Cool.
Awesome. You and Dar kind of have your little night escapades,
How romantic.
stealing some things from the top of rooftops and.
Like people's clothing, they're just drying out.
Oh yeah, Dar's like, that's a nice ascot. Can we make a spell?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Grab a few ascots of different colors. And...
If you ask.
Because, so many people Waterdeep.
Yeah.
I'm going to find like some whatever the equivalent of like a Canadian goose would be
Sure.
in this world.
Okay.
Like,
The Cobra chicken.
and we're going to put it into Ramsey's window.
I'm gonna look up what a cobra.
It's a Canadian goose.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a cobra. You know what? Yeah, cobra chicken.
Cobra chicken?
Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, I'm gonna need you to make an animal handling check.
Okay.
As you find a goose,
Okay.
I'll say like.
Couldn't Dar do one too?
Sure.
Dar's -1 on everything.
Yeah.
I got 11.
You got an 8. So you're both kind of like. Just. It's got like these crazy fucking teeth. It looks at you and goes.
And I don't want to kill it. Not this one. It's a cobra
Geese.
chicken. It's not a geese. It's a cobra chicken.
Tongue?
Yeah, but they don't have fangs.
My cobra chickens do.
Alright.
Fantasy, damn it.
Chef
Okay.
Yarrow.
So we fail or we
Alright.
succeed?
You fail. Yeah.
Okay, so plan B.
And you did.
What's plan B?
No, so plan B is like
Okay.
we're still like in front of Ramsey's window, so like we knocked enough to wake him up, and then when he comes to check, we like fly up. And then we wait like till he goes back to sleep, and then we do this for the next like hour.
Let's DoorDash him. Let's DoorDash him. Do you have any response to this, Ramsey?
After the first time, I just roll over and pull the pillow over my head.
So at that point we don't stop. We're just like non-stop.
You're just like, I know who it is.
This is fun, but like, does he get up at some point? Or?
I think he's given up. He's probably in a bad mood as always.
Yeah.
But we should let Chef, Scree, and Sola sleep for sure.
Thanks for the broomstick ride. This is awesome. I love flying.
I'm glad you got your ascots.
Yeah. It's a good day for Dar.
Good, I'm glad. You deserve it.
You end up landing eventually. And Dar takes his leave to the basement hammock where he calls his home.
Oh.
I thought he lived in the,
No.
in the rafters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's moved.
He
He's
moves
upgraded.
wherever he wants.
Mhm.
And the rafters are sort of comfortable but not great.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
But you end up going to bed, Rhenerya, taking your time to cool down after a little bit of a warm kind of
Adrenaline rush.
adrenaline rush. Yeah. But eventually, sleep comes to you as well, and your muscles aching from just the level of exertion from even a couple of days ago still gives you tinges of pain and memories of what has happened. Scream.
Oh, like
Our last to fall asleep.
Yeah, Scree will just hang out in his little hammock. He probably heard the whole chicken fiasco going on. He probably watched as well.
Didn't help.
Didn't help. And then he did some light reading. And then he went to bed.
Solid.
Yeah.
Right? Well, Sin, you find yourself back in the city of Waterdeep after far too long of a time. You are able to rest, truly rest, in your home. Everybody, grab a long rest and an inspiration point if you aren't maxed.
Ooh, all right.
I get mine back.
Neat.
You said 3 is the max, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
For my homebrew, which I know no one cares about, but I just want to say.
We appreciate you.
But
Scree, why are you always rolling random stuff?
Did I roll something?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what
Keep
happened.
you on your toes.
solid.
If the DM can do it, why can't Scree?
Exactly. Don't worry about it.
Why are you asking questions?
Mind your business.
Don't look where you're not supposed to look.
Exactly. It's not like I'm publicly sharing it. I am.
You literally
But
are.
you are.
I know.
Perfect. As you guys kind of all wake up and have kind of gotten ready for the day, gotten dressed, and slowly made your way downstairs, you do see that Dar has kind of, as usual, set up a nice little spread for you guys.
Coffee. How long has it been since we've had a decent cup of coffee?
I guess I should start making that when we're on the road.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, it's fine. It's just, I didn't even realize it until
So
like.
grateful.
It is nice to not have to make the meal.
Yeah. Even though your food does look better than this.
You look and you see that Dar has brought out a two kind of items for you to choose from: a froggy wug stew or an ox pot pie.
Oh, wow.
I'm going for the pot pie.
Popeye.
There's also like some herby wine or some blood red cocktail called the Hag's Blood that he's also kind of like set up a few times.
The Bloody Mary.
Yeah, kind of like a Caesar, honestly. Like,
Hog's blood. This smells amazing. It looks amazing. Just like this.
Dar's in the
Turn it
kitchen.
Just sideways.
I'll take one of those.
Feeling a little rough today.
No, you're fine.
Ramsey comes over with a bottle of the glass.
This will help.
Have the dog.
Best day of your life, always followed by the worst morning of your life.
Well,
can't get a hangover if you're always drunk.
Perfect. I like you.
Random
Dar.
voice.
Dar at the bar.
Yeah.
How did you sleep last night, Ramsey?
fuck you.
That was very uncalled for.
You don't think I doesn't know it was you in this one?
I doesn't know.
I've been drinking already.
You does know?
Drinking already.
One of the guest rooms open and you guys see Fizzle looking out with like his hair kind of like super messy, just fucking looking tired as shit. Oh, give me 5 minutes. And he'd like...
Fizzle! Oh.
What do you want to do about him?
This was up to him, isn't it?
Did he sleep
True, I
through
guess.
or the whole time?
He was at the party, you just didn't notice. He was there.
He passed out now.
Ah,
I was surprised you didn't.
A few minutes later, Fizzle
Do
pops
your
open and
homework.
he's got like a black eye mark
I see you
and
did.
like a heart around one eye.
you know, I
circle
knew I
around
did that
the
to
other.
someone. I didn't know who it was.
Fizzle, there's a spot beside Sola, right here, in between
Yeah,
me and
Fizzle,
Sola.
I see
Of
it.
course,
down.
always.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
That's
Come on in.
He kind of like closes the seat open, grabs a seat, and goes, "Oh, that's a good party you throw, I guess."
Apparently so.
Is that more you, Dar? A little bit of both. Okay.
A welcome home and a going away, I guess, almost in the same hand.
Yeah, we may not be here long, but it's nice to have one night back.
Mm-hmm. Which brings us to the events of this evening.
Yeah, what are your plans? Are you just going to meet and talk?
My plan is do whatever I possibly can not to strike him, because it will turn out that way quite quickly. But beyond that, our goal should be to retrieve as much information from him without giving up as much as we can. It won't be easy, but for Rhenerya's sake, we need to gain this information. For our sakes too, because I have a feeling he's found out some vital things that are going on throughout Faerun. Do I have something on my face? Not again.
No, I don't see anything.
No, I don't either. Fizzle says, looking like shit.
The funny thing is he's the trustworthy one out of all of us, so...
What do you mean by that?
Fizzle dear.
Hmm?
And all, I don't know, reflective mug. You had so much fun last night, I see. Do you need some help with that?
Oh, I see what's happened here. I've been pranked.
Here, hold still. It's just
If you, please.
start.
Did you do
Prestidigitating.
Yes.
He kind of like leans forward and you have to like rub it off a little bit because it's like really stuck in there.
It's like a magic eraser.
yeah.
his hand.
You get a wet wipe of prestidigitation.
Yeah,
and just-
exactly.
It stings.
Keep your eyes closed.
I'm trying. You're really getting in there. Is it gone now?
The marker really got in there.
Fair. Is it gone?
It's like it's faded.
Oh, it's just faded.
Yeah, it's mostly gone. I don't know. Here, shows the mug again.
Oh,
Good
okay.
enough. It's really in there.
That's all right. I'll figure something out.
It's in the pores.
He's just like 3 or 4 shades darker on the face only, as if he kind of rubbed out this black.
Long sleeves will tell people you just have a tan. Ish. Or you worked in the mines or something. We'll figure it out.
He just slowly starts to eat his 41 pie and just kind of.
At least this prank is a little kinder than the blue pool.
Oh.
Right, it's the pool that could have killed me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you know,
Do a chicken.
that's good, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
But really, when it comes to this evening, Rhenerya, what do you hope to accomplish through it?
I don't know your brother, but he seems. I think he's going to be quite effective in at least knowing the knowledge they were looking for. Sola, honestly, I don't intend to enact any violence or aggression to get this information. The safety that would come from this information would not only benefit me, everyone here, and your brother included. Whoever he needed to speak to get this information, I doubt were of the savory kind.
Oh. Probably not.
We'll use the buddy system, like Sola had said. And if there is a temptation to act aggressively towards your brother, well, me and Scree will be there to stop you. Scree's doing this in the background.
I fully understand and agree. I will try my hardest to keep my composure when it comes to Frederick.
Just remember what Sola said. That's what I always think.
WWSD.
And your brother, Frederick?
Yes.
What does he want in return?
It's not necessarily what he wants. It's what he's been told to retrieve.
And we have it. So
I have something that my father sent us to acquire for the means of... Well, my family is involved in a lucrative yet somewhat ethically and morally questionable business. We hunt monsters. Not to rid them of the world of evil ones, but for profit, for wizards, for sages, for apothecaries, to create potions and spells and whatever they may need. So we go forth and retrieve what has been asked of us. And as of late, things seem to be drying up. Getting harder and harder to find. And he was able to figure out some information to retrieve an amulet. The amulet of teleportation to the Feywild. Pretty much untapped resource for magical creatures. So it would gain him the upper hand against some of the competition that does exist in Waterdeep, but also give him more power than I personally think he deserves or needs. Whatever my brother has been sent to retrieve, it was on the behest of my father. Make no mistake of that. So it can be complicated. And really what he wants is this. Out of inner jacket pocket, an amulet. He wants this, and it may be whatever tidbit that my brother wants to do to turn the screws in my back and make me suffer whenever he can. So, and if my sister is there, she'll just want chunks of my flesh, probably.
Well, who doesn't? But nobody gets chunks of Ramsey without my permission. Right, Scree?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, do you want to hand over the amulet then? Or are you trying to keep it from him and get information?
That's a good question.
Ideally, yes. This thing is...
Ideally keep it?
Yes.
Alright.
It is...
Ideally, idea. I happen to be really good at making replicas of things.
Fudgeries.
And I'm
He
not
is.
saying that I can do it right now, but it'll probably be better for me to do it now
Then
when we
later.
have all the tools and shit.
The only question I have
Later.
is... Will it give off the same magical somewhat of an essence? It does require attunement.
No.
So it will look identical, but...
For like a day. Yeah. And if he doesn't check it right away, which
Yes,
Two
Tries to
What?
use it.
I would tell you
Thank-
that. You know this. You
yes.
would check it.
Yeah, he's not going to... Thank you for the offer. I truly appreciate it. But
Well,
he's not...
what if we were to hypothetically give him the real one, and then I hypothetically pickpocket the real
Yeah.
one and replace it with the fake one?
I'm so on board with this.
How perceptive would you say your brother is?
Very.
Yeah, I can deal with very.
Sola, what
Like,
do you think?
Sola's good, he's better. They call him the ghost for a reason.
He has
Never-
two skills:
Yeah.
perception and investigation, and that
That
is.
sucks.
Oh,
Home Dog is the ghost because he literally goes through things.
That sucks.
He did it to Ramsey at level 4. Wherever that was.
Yeah.
Peace goes through the wall.
It sounds very risky.
I think... Ultimately, this is what he was sent for, I guarantee you. Now, we may have to part with it for a time, but there's nothing to say that we can't get it back.
do you fear your family will use it for sinister means?
My family's biggest drive is power. My father wants to be one of the High Lords of Waterdeep. And we'll stop at very few things in order to get there. This is a tool for him to achieve that. If he can take out his competition and become one of the only proprietors for this, he increases his business tenfold. Doing that, he gains favors and errands owed. So, ultimately, I don't... There was a time where I just wanted to burn it to the ground, all of it. But now I just want to try and use what he's built for better. To try and better the city. But I don't know if it's possible. But again, Frederick will try and toy with us. He will try and size us up before we can size him up, and it's going to be an awkward conversation no matter what.
That would be my concern, is we're talking about how could we double cross your brother, but how might he try to double cross us is my concern.
Unfortunately, we are in the position where he has the higher card. And he knows that. He knows we need this information more than my father really needs this.
Really?
To a certain extent. He knows I wouldn't reach out to him unless it was something of absolute dire need.
Right.
I have an idea. If we
Please.
are handing it over, perhaps they might not know me, or even if for some reason they did, I could disguise myself. You could have the forgery, I could have the real one. When we say it's safe, and you're sure we haven't been double-crossed, then I could bring you the real one.
My worry is that he will know almost right away that it is a forgery. And if he does, all bets are off. For I know that as much as you guys are coming to aid us, he won't walk into their well. He's not that stupid.
Maybe I go in separately until we know what the play is.
I mean, he doesn't know Ishif.
It's true.
He doesn't know me either.
That's true.
He doesn't know any of us.
Yes, he does.
Well, he does. He has
He
seen.
He knows you two.
Two of us.
I met his hot sister.
How did you not die?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Ask myself every day.
Oh, forewarning. You've seen what happens to me.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine bigger, more angry, and primal, and that way most of the time.
Sure.
And that is my sister.
Sounds like a good time.
You might have fun, but I would still... It's not just the one of them, it's a combination of the two. We can take one out, probably. Both of them together, very difficult. Put my father into the mix, we don't walk over.
So let's be clever. I can go in looking like someone else. Perhaps they don't. Perhaps they do know you because, let's be honest, if they're as influential and crafty as you say they are, I'm sure they've been spying a little bit. So perhaps they know you exist. Perhaps they know I exist.
I wonder also if honesty may be a good route. If there's a conversation that is needed, that I could convince your brother and his associates that he has with him that if your father could potentially be this danger to Waterdeep, the information they could have regarding my family and my uncle would be a far more bigger threat, I believe. No offense to your family.
No, yes.
But just from what I have been hearing and what I've been feeling, I think my uncle's threat is a far more bigger and scarier one. It is related to the threats that we've encountered in the last, I guess, month.
Well, and I do know the family hasn't expanded so far as to the territories of Che. There could always be the offer of work there afterwards. You might be right. Why try and lie?
What do you think, Sola?
I mean, what do we really need the amulet for other than pride?
Pride, and it's... Have I explained what it does?
Yes, you have. But
It is a... It's not just getting us out of a situation. We can get things away from us.
chance anyway, right?
Yes. Chance with a cost, but...
Exactly.
Maybe you're right. Maybe we give this thing up.
I think it's no big loss, personally, as long as we get what we're after. The real thing we're after.
True. That's the information. So we don't hand this over until you're satisfied with the information we get.
That makes sense to me.
I will need you.
I have an idea.
An idea? Oh, is that like...
Yeah, that's a new thing. Anyways,
Gotcha.
if we got your brother into a room with one door, I could hypothetically put the immovable rod in front of the door and trap him.
Brilliant idea. Counterpoint?
You can go through walls.
Thank you, honest
your
voice.
brother's-
Dog. Thank you.
He's called the ghost.
Oh
Ghost.
my gosh, this man.
It's a trait that's when...
Cool.
Bloodhound does.
It may sound that way, but the way he got that gift is...
Simple as this. Give me the information that you have about my uncle and I will do everything I can to stop him. Don't, and he will come here and he will kill everybody.
Waterdeep will be next. Honesty is the best policy, I guess.
We'll see what he has to say. I don't know this gentleman. Maybe he will just tell us for no reason. I don't know.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, right?
Maybe he's a really nice guy. He just needs someone to talk to.
Sure. One can hope.
So we're just walking in,
29.
telling the truth, handing it over, hoping for the best, leaving.
Well,
And-
we won't hand it over until we're satisfied.
Yes.
Yes.
And maybe that's where you come in, though. Because he doesn't know you, and you can look different, you will carry it. You will be there away from us.
Fireball.
If
And-
needed.
Oh my
Helps
god.
me.
And you'll be our ace in the hole in
Yes.
case things go south. If he decides to turn
He can
on
move
us.
fast, but I don't think he can move as fast as...
Fireball.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think that's the working plan. All in favor?
Yar.
Huh. This whole process, I liked it. We didn't... There was no snap. Now,
Communication and everything.
you know, planning is all well and good until...
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how well.
Plan for the worst,
it
hope for
holds
the
up.
best.
Let's go party.
Scree, it is literally 7 o'clock in the morning.
I'm done my breakfast.
Dar kind of like looks over at you and goes. He looks at your flask around your belt and goes.
Is he talking to you?
I don't.
He reaches over, grabs the flask.
Oh, no.
I don't have it.
You mean
Oh
this
shit!
flask?
Oh shit! Okay.
Like Scree's like homemade brew that he's like drinking.
He flips it open and is like, what is this?
Swamp water.
Bubble tea.
Yeah, Dale bubble tea.
I want to save something later. Anyway,
It gets chillier.
Jesus Christ.
It congeals the next day.
It's like pudding.
Gross. None of us are ever gonna have bubble tea ever again.
I don't think of it the same way.
Okay, we have a plan. Good. So, what do we do for the rest of the day?
Are we going to the that's later?
That's
I don't know,
this
that's
evening.
tonight.
That's in the
Oh,
evening.
my.
Yeah.
We
Still
do-
have some time if you guys would like to do anything.
We can...
It would be nice to just kind of rest up or walk around a little bit. I'd love to see a little bit more of what
You know, it probably wouldn't be hard to go to your church and
Oh.
inform them of the unfortunate happenings in Two Hills.
I mean, I suppose.
And
I
ask
think
the High
they'll-
Priestess there if there's any way you can find out more information on this. What was it? Vanguard of Death? Or
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie of Death.
Valkyrie of Death. That's not a bad idea.
Because as much as the Church of Lythertida is there, there is also the worship of the Goddess of Death. So they may know something.
True, I suppose. Okay, well, yeah, that's a potential.
It's
thing
just
we could
like
do. Yeah,
a thought I had that, you know,
something to pass the time.
or even if they might know more about those who were light touched at one time.
True.
And no
Although at the
more
time-
shopping.
It's okay, she's out of money.
Okay.
Poor hat. She's poor.
39 gold. Can get so many grandfather clocks for that.
Well, if I have to go to the church, I'm stealing from them.
Not again. One
It's been
place.
a long time. I haven't been here.
Well, why don't we just
Dude,
why don't we take you to the
year.
market and just let you run a free for a while?
Okay.
And that way Ishif doesn't have to spend money. We could do another shopping trip, but not spend any more money.
It's more like see how much Scree can steal.
You can time me. I'm trying to break a record.
Wait, when does that writ of the peace run out for you?
Who?
Remember how you got in trouble?
Yeah, that was like a forever thing.
Oh.
Sign my record permanently.
Gotcha.
I'm lucky I'm not incarcerated.
If I make one mistake, they send me to juvie.
I think.
Well,
I'd actually really love to go and see a church. That sounds very beautiful and interesting.
Right. Okay.
So,
Sure.
well,
And
there's-
we can see the city on the way.
Mm.
so it's a bit of a walk, so... we can-
Decided. Let's do it.
All right. Perfect.
Start heading over there.
You all begin your trek through, kind of traveling a little bit through the market, but on your way to the city of the dead.
Is it strange that we can't get a cab? Like,
They're all ignoring.
they'll ignore us.
Very
Why?
busy. What's going on? Did you want to pickpocket
I
people
want
while
to
you're out
steal.
there? Yeah. Make a sleight
Three's got
make a sleight of hand
itch.
check.
Okay.
If you roll a 1, something bad happens, but otherwise you're fine.
A 21.
That was close.
That was close.
That was close. Okay, so you.
All right.
We hear Dar laughing in the background.
Oh my god, that's really funny. So you looking around and you're trying to find a prime target, you know,
Yeah.
like your mark,
Yeah.
and you see this old-looking fuck in front of one of the spell scroll stores.
Okay.
He's got blue-ass robes. He's kind of moving around. He's bumping into people. He's not paying attention to what he's doing, and you see on the back of his pocket this just delicious spell scroll-looking thing, and you just and you just whip it around into your back pocket before you turn right away and walk away,
Yup.
taking it out to read the Code Legal. All the rules of Waterdeep written on the back of the spell scroll.
I can't read. I throw it away.
It just has a bunch of words on it. So.
No picture.
Actually, you would notice like the insignia at the top is the same.
It looks vaguely
Order.
familiar to the one
Yeah.
you got.
The one you literally just were talking to Ramsey about.
Amazing. Amazing.
Wow,
Garbage.
that's a good D100 roll right there. Damn, that was funny.
No money.
No money, unfortunately.
Serves you right.
Nothing exciting, Scree?
No, I'm definitely stealing from the church now.
Okay.
I can't just be okay with you stealing from my church. You understand?
I only steal from the rich-looking ones.
That's
It's the church.
the church.
So I steal from the church. I'm like Robin Hood.
But they're poor as well.
Maybe there will be like a funeral procession
Yeah.
nearby.
There you go,
yeah.
You could go and visit.
Yeah.
Just whatever you do, don't steal from the graves. Just
I literally said I was gonna do that
go.
just now.
Okay.
Money is money. I am poor.
I thought we were going to avoid reactionary decisions.
Yeah, but
This
I don't
isn't
have a
emotionally
partner.
charged.
Yeah.
This is just
This
Scree.
is just
This is
my
kind of
life.
just our
Logical,
day-to-day.
rational
Yes.
Scree.
It's just who I am, and you need to
General
accept me.
thievery.
Right.
They have a talent.
It's come in handy.
Yes.
At least find a bully to steal from.
Right. Find someone who looks mean.
Okay. You point them out, Sola.
Okay.
You
sure.
pick someone.
You pick someone for me.
Watch them like kick a dog and then go
Yes. Yes.
go and steal their dog at that
Yes. Okay, I need a pet.
Screens good enough, they probably could.
point. Yeah.
Great. So we'll start to walk through the town, and Sola
Sounds
will
great.
look for someone who deserves
Thank
it.
you.
So let's smite.
No one looks like they deserve it. Sola.
True.
Because Sola sees the good in
So-
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
And so
I'm like, hate. Hate.
Sola just kind of like pretends to really be like analyzing people.
And I'm like, Sola, that
as
one.
she's going
Sola,
by.
that one.
And she says,
He's walking too slow. He's walking so slow.
"Look, he has a limp."
And a cane.
Cane.
What about that little kid? That little kid over there.
Alright.
He's just throwing rocks around on the ground.
Oh, but that little kid, see, he's trying to entertain his younger
Oh my
sister. And she keeps finding like excuses
Yeah.
for people to not be stolen from all the way.
What about that guy? That guy is literally stealing from that guy.
His hand is in his pocket.
It's in his pocket, Sola. It is only right that I steal from him and
Wait,
complete the cycle.
The first or the second?
Both of them.
Extra points.
Yes.
Oh god. I can't
I'm down for it, really.
defend that one.
You can't cross out a double negative? Make a sleight of hand check.
Go forth and conquer. Oh.
That's at 32.
This time,
Big money. Big money.
Scream, tap on the one shoulder, weep, tap on the other shoulder,
Yeah.
weep.
you find as you're like, I'll say you get to like the first guy, that was stealing from the other guy, not the other one who kind of like is slowly
original?
moving away. But from the guy who stole something, you find a pair of really nice sunglasses.
I'm wearing them.
As you wear them, that sound plays from the sunglasses on the display. These are a small mystical item called the sunglasses of Yeah. You can add in as a custom item.
Yeah.
I like it.
Don't think they exist.
So they just say yeah when I put them on?
Correct, yeah.
Like continuously.
It's like a second or two too long, but it does
Would you
eventually
like
stop.
stop? Breathe, please.
Yeah.
Sick. I like skip back over. My sunglasses.
Those are nice.
Yeah.
It's like overcast outside. It's like not even sunny.
Those are
Jesus.
I'm happy.
Really Corey Hart in it, aren't you?
I don't know who that is.
Neither do I.
He wears his sunglasses at night. That's all I've heard.
Real asshole.
But that's all you kind of experience in the market. Funnily enough, you are moving on to the City of the Dead and realizing quickly that the congestion in Waterdeep is not limited to the market or any of these main streets. As you walk into the City of the Dead, you see where usually kind of like west entrance, there's usually like 2 guards set up and waiting. There is like 5 or 6 at just this one entrance.
They've beefed up security.
As your group kind of like walks through, one of them kind of like takes a look to look you up and down, but you can see the eyes stay at the badge for a few seconds. As they just kind of nod you through without really stopping or asking any questions. Inside the City of the Dead, Waterdeep's mass graveyard and site for all kinds of different religious organizations, you see lots and lots of people, many of whom are collected around small gravestones set within the earth. Few others carrying around wrapped blankets with people inside them as they bring them to their final resting place.
Is it from like disease? Like there's just too many people and it's just natural, like
There's like a few. You look over and you see 4 groups that each have like kind of one of these bodies, and you can see they're all like moving towards kind of where these new graves have been set out.
Okay, so it's not like mass casualty, it's...
No, it's more like there's just a lot of people
Yeah, and sometimes people
and
pass
die,
away.
and they need a place to
Yeah, okay.
put them away. But as you watch this kind of happen, as people move, you see some of them moving into like some of these mausoleum like crypts, and you remember that a lot of these crypts actually are multiplanar in that they transport to a different area as you walk through them to where the actual gravestones are and
Right, yeah.
that kind of thing. Some of them restricted to the more noble families around Waterdeep. Like the Fideland House has one. Actually, they would be the one house that doesn't. Yeah. But everyone else within this area, you can see a few people just going into like the very basic crypts where people died before their time. A few moving them into the crypts of the heroes, but not many.
Well, and wasn't there the one that we went through to get into the underground for the vault?
Yeah, there may have been at one point, but either way.
No, we had to retrieve things from it, and then
Yeah, we got things from it
Pink
and then somewhere else. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
It was Grinda's fam. There was.
oh, that's correct.
Yes,
Yes,
you have been in one of these like
Yes,
family
yeah.
crypts before.
we got like a key
Yeah.
from her to go in there.
Yep. But yeah, it's just a very kind of heavy atmosphere here, as the lights have all been. There isn't any strong lights coming from here, so as the clouds cover the sky over Waterdeep, the City of the Dead also feels that, and there's just this kind of melancholy in the air here, which makes sense. It usually is a bit more of a melancholy area, but it's just a little different. Maybe because there's just people here who are not as used to this
Lively.
being the way it goes. So, but you all continue onwards to the Church of Lythertida, the small kind of building located in the middle of the City of the Dead, but well fitted with symbols and different kind of extravagant reliefs along the wall as you kind of walk by it. And as you enter inside, you see it's pretty empty. There's, like it was before, a few people milling about the seats and have their heads bowed in prayer, but you don't see any priests. You don't see Riley, you don't see Tempest or High Priestess Olivia. Everyone that you know at this point is in another place.
Well, is there anybody who appears to be working at the church at all?
Yes, near kind of the, we'll say, kind of like the main refreshment area, you see there's a young cleric of Lythertida, not dressed in any armor or any kind of plate, but really simple cloth, and you see them kind of taking some time to set out some tea and making sure that every cup is like set out correctly and, you know, making it look nice for everybody. You can see them kind of like as they like look down at it.
Feeling proud of a job well done.
Yeah, this elvish girl, kind of with the short blonde hair that kind of at max rests at shoulder length.
Sure. Okay. I'll just approach her and be like, "Hey, hello. So sorry to bother you.
Oh,
by
hello.
task.
Welcome to the Church of Lythertida.
Thank you. We're hoping to just call on either the High Priestess or one of her clerics, but I don't see any of them about. Are they away? Are they busy?
Yes, they're currently dealing with something. She kind of like takes a moment to look you top down and goes, "Oh, are you a cleric as well?"
I am in fact a cleric of Lythertida. That's
Oh, even better news. Okay, what was her name?
correct. Sola, light touched.
Oh, yes. The High Priestess said you were coming.
Oh, she did.
Yes, this is actually really good timing. Would you mind coming downstairs with me for a little bit?
Oh, okay, sure. All right, yeah.
Okay.
Is something the matter?
She kind of like gets really serious for a second and goes, "Yeah,
Oh,
it's
all right.
it's with the High Priestess. If I don't know what you have going on, but
We have a few moments to spare, I think. Yes. Okay, lead the way, please.
of course.
Can the rest of my friends come? Is that all right? Or is it private?
let's be honest. You can say no. but we're probably not going to listen.
They'll stay out of the way.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine it's fine. We'll explain. And then she kind of takes a moment to like grab her stuff. You see a bunch of like books and definitely holy books as she kind of like picks them all up.
Do you need help with those?
Oh, sure. And she kind of like grabs, passes you a few. She kind of like has half, like 4 books tall, and you got
I'm
4.
just going to be looking and seeing what they are.
Yeah, just you would notice like basic tomes of basically like it's kind of like classic literature in the Lythertida Church. You would get.
Have you read these?
Well, that's Lord.
Yeah, it's not that easy, is
the
it?
Book of Prayers.
It's rather small.
Is it? Well, I mean,
Well, it's
it's
only about
it's
big.
big for
The
a
third
gnome.
edition actually took out a lot.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Much better than the King Lame's version.
Exactly.
So anyway, follow me.
Anyway, they're just books. They're just books.
They are.
I'm just thumbing through to see if there's anything in it's worthwhile.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it's hollowed out.
Yeah. What was here?
Yeah. I see how the church gets down.
So,
This is why we don't get anywhere fast.
you all begin to walk downstairs following this elvish girl who leads you kind of into the same area where Dalcan was revived, if you remember that. He or she, pardon me, kind of leads you up to these two, the set of large oak doors as she kind of like pushes them open with a shoulder, and you can see into the room inside where it's very dark besides a collection of light within the middle pedestal in the room. This kind of black energy that is illuminating some spaces but sucking up the energy in others, and you can see a light also around this pedestal as you see High Priestess Olivia. I should give her full name.
Olivia Wervian.
Wervian, yeah. Olivia Wervian. Sitting
Sure, I guess.
sitting down in the middle of this pedestal where you can see a magic circle has been drawn, and a book lying in front of her crossed legs. You also see her 2 clerics. The red hair of Riley as she kind of like looks on, tapping her foot and nervously swaying, and her more stoic compatriot Tempest just kind of looking at everything occurring, but with the same level of focus. As you kind of like enter into the doors, you see Riley turn over to you and she goes, "Mara, we told you that..." As she makes eyes at Sola.
Hi, hey, hello. So sorry to interrupt.
Oh.
Intrude.
Yes, come on in.
Sure.
Sorry for yelling. And Mara just kind of like nods and closes the door behind her and leaves you all to it. She and Tempest look over to you all. She goes, hello.
What's happening?
Well, the 2 of us aren't super sure. The High Priestess said she received some messages and that she needed to look into something, and that we were to watch over her during that period. It's been a long time. It's been around a day.
Really?
And she's just sitting in the state. We can't change her, and we don't want to move her out, so we're just stuck here at the moment.
And she is responding to you in any way?
Catatonic.
Is this... Do you know what this ritual is, Sola?
That's a good question. Do I know what this ritual is?
So, I will
Recognize any of
say,
the components?
yeah, can you make an Arcana or a History check for me, please? I'd also say Religion would be in that bucket.
Okay,
potentially.
because that's the one I'd pick.
Yeah. The cleric?
Yeah, and I will guide myself. That's right.
Go for it.
Hell yes!
Shit!
19 plus 4 plus 3 is
23, 26.
26.
26.
Woo! 26 is pretty good. You stare down and like get closer to this magical circle, and you can see Olivia just sitting there. Her, like I said, her legs crossed, eyes closed, hands face down onto her legs, on her kneecaps, as she is just breathing slowly in and out. You look down at the book in front of her. Oh, this is ancient. It's wrapped in, tens of different types of leather. There is magical incantations across the book that when you look at it, you can see are essentially protection or warding glyphs, preventing people from opening this book, preventing them from accessing it. And the circle that is set here is set in a way that it's trying to unravel this book. And you can see that half of these inscriptions have kind of been almost wiped away. Like there's nothing there, and then like it restarts. Giving you an idea that the High Priestess was looking at something in this book and trying to understand it.
Oh dear.
Do you, Riley, do you know what messages she received? Or who from?
I'm afraid, no.
Or did she give you a reason why she would look at this book before she began this ritual?
Well, she kept that book locked away. Like it has its own room with only she can enter it. I have never seen the book before, just the room itself, and I don't know what is happening in there. But and as she kind of like pauses and looks at the book, and Sola, you do the same, there is this pull that you feel to it. As Riley just kind of like looks at you and just goes, there's something weird, right? Like you feel it.
I do.
Tempest and I feel it. But we know. I think if we touch the book, we would be stuck with whatever she's dealing with, and if it's too much for her, it's far too much for us.
Has she ever spoken of this book?
Just that it was something to be locked away. I didn't know it was a book until now.
Where was she when? Did she receive word by person or by correspondence?
By message. She didn't say who, and I don't know specifics.
Would you? I'm imagining she has some kind of office or her room, something, anything. Can we?
We've already looked. There's.
Well, we have some tricks up our sleeve.
I like to find things.
I mean, feel free, but many people spoke to Olivia through sending, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case here.
How long has she been in this state for?
A day.
Do you think it could have been Elderthot who reached out to her?
That useless scrotum.
Mm-hmm. He might have sent word that they were coming to...
Wait. Vajra said this wasn't that Two Hills wasn't the only place that was afflicted by the same situation. It's just we were able to save the most out of anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard from the other churches of Lythertida across Faerun? I'd imagine your High Priestess would have been in contact with them.
She was, yes. Within the last... nothing new.
Since when?
Since
When was the last time she heard from someone?
maybe a week ago.
What happened a week ago?
Why didn't
Lots.
you tell me?
To him.
That was probably not quite a week ago.
A little less than.
But it may not have been the first.
Certainly a lot of other towns were hit,
Mm-hmm.
including mine.
Did yours, by chance, have a Church of Lythertida?
I want to say probably not.
Or any major religious figure?
Not really.
Like a medium-sized church torn, but that was about it.
Medium-sized church of but
What would that explain this odd-looking book though that she's using?
Oh, it wouldn't, but it would also... It would narrow down who would have been talking to her. If churches of Lythertida were being hit, and that's what they were using to break the seal, weaken the veil between us and the plane.
regardless, it's really strange for it to take a day longer in there, even if she was looking around, even if she was scrying, I imagine, all over the place.
But what if it wasn't that, and this was a setup to try and weaken the church here?
Distract her, you mean?
Or trap her? What if someone knew what that book really was? And this is exactly what it would do.
Can you do anything about
But
this now?
she would have been wise enough not to just fall into a trap. She has to have some kind of reason why she would have wanted to look into it.
Very true. It could have information. Man, I'm just grasping at straws now.
Yeah, no, I feel like there's too much supposition to say that any of that is the case.
What happens if we just pull her?
Yeah, well, or
I
pull away the
wouldn't.
book.
Can I pick up a small rock and throw it towards the...
Circle.
Sure.
It bounces off the circle and kind of just keeps tumbling down.
So
Should I
she,
get
she
pinned on?
completely...
No.
Oh, it just fell.
Is she walled off from us by this circle?
No.
Nobody can go.
It's a magical
Just
circle,
a
so
magical
it doesn't have a physical barrier. It's
Okay.
more of a chalk line in the ground. where
Oh, so
she's
we could
sitting.
walk straight up to her.
You could.
Does anybody have any rope?
I do.
I don't know if interrupting the ritual that way is a great idea.
I don't think this
Maybe
is a
we
good
shouldn't
idea.
do that.
This is
What-
not a good idea.
All I was about to suggest is, what if I were to join her?
Let me pull you out.
And if I take too long, you pull me out.
Oh,
I...
that might actually work.
But if it's not a good idea to pull her out, then why would it be a good idea to pull you out?
Because she's locked in the ritual. You are joining in as an extra. The rule is not the same. It's kind of set to keep her in. Adding people in is not as difficult.
How sure are you of that?
About 75%.
Insight check.
60.
9.
Yeah, about 75%.
Alright.
My other thought too is, what if you tried sending with her?
I can, yeah.
I don't know if it would interrupt the ritual, but you might be able to get a message to her.
At least to ask her if this is a good idea,
Yes.
or if I could help.
Or what the hell she is doing.
I mean, she turns to the two clerics. Have you tried sending yet? Are you able to do that?
They both kind of turn to each other and look over to you and go, no.
Okay. All right. Well, before throwing myself into a trap myself, sure. Let's try a sending just to see what happens.
Work your way up. Message.
Right.
Sending. Work yourself into a trap.
Okay.
Okay.
First, I'll
Sure.
try messaging,
Which doesn't work.
which doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'll try sending next.
Which does work because she's technically on a different plane of existence at the moment. What do you say?
So, even to other planes of existence, but if the target's on another plane, there's a 5% chance the
You're
message
out.
doesn't arrive. This is not Dungeon.
It goes through.
Okay.
Yay.
Hi, hey, hello, High Priest. Sola here. We're beside you. You seem to be trapped. Can I help? Should I join you? What would work best? And
Just for fun.
Lee's a
I intentionally
cliffhanger.
do that.
Yeah. Amazing. Immediately, you get a response back in your head. That is not the voice of High Priestess Olivia alone, but her voice mixed with another, an older man's voice. And both voices together in this kind of like dichotomic, like kind of grating sound, both scream out this like, "Therentide rises, all clerics to arms!"
It's that name again.
We heard that.
That's the
Fair time.
fucking
That's the
gold-veined.
demon that was.
What was the
warded
name again,
away- No, that's not him.
Tarn-
That was the demon
Tharmanide?
that was warded away
Fahrenheit.
from the
Fahrenheit.
Valkyrie of Life's tomb. That's where we first heard the name.
Ding!
That's the name of that guy?
Yeah.
Therentide rises.
Fahrenheit rises.
He's the one who works with Beelzebub, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Fun.
Okay. I heard both of their voices at once. Something in this book is linking her to him, or allowing him to control her, or something like that.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll say, because like this was a pretty big moment for Sola. The other voice, that is Olivia's. You think back on it, it is familiar to you. You've heard that voice before.
As in, so sorry. Let's clarify that.
Sure, yeah.
So you're saying I heard Olivia's voice
Mm-hmm.
and the other voice,
Mm-hmm.
which is familiar to me.
Correct.
Okay. And there's probably not that many voices that could be.
Correct.
I feel like this other voice might be perhaps the one I've seen in my dreams from time to time.
The Scarred Man.
That's right, yes.
But I thought he was trying to hurt you.
He has tried to hurt me in the past, yes.
But now it seems like he's working with the church.
Well, or trying to take over the church by force in some way. Starting with our high priestess here. Okay. I think I do need to go in there. I don't know what I can do alone, but I'm going to have to try.
Scree, you still have that frying pan?
No. I have a crowbar.
That'll do.
Do you want my crowbar?
No, I was joking.
Oh, okay.
We're not going to hit a high priestess in the head with a crowbar.
Well, I'm not judging.
Wrap your rope around my waist, if you would, and be ready to pull me out.
Maybe I should hold
Yes.
that.
Worst case, yes.
Whip.
Right.
Do you want a whip?
No, I think you might use it on me.
To pull you out.
Right.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anyways, I'm holding on tight.
I know the name of the whip.
We'll talk about that later.
Nope.
That's a great name, though.
Sorry.
Pull out game.
You guys hear and you look over and see just a large gash around.
Okay,
It's time to stop talking. So rope, and
if we see anything that looks bad, we are pulling you out.
all right. Okay. And I go then, and Sola will step into the circle and try to kneel beside Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, Sola.
You kneel beside the High Priestess. Hear her breath slowly filling her lungs and exiting as you begin to enter a state of meditation here. That feeling of being pulled isn't stopping. And as you set your foot into that magical circle, it gets stronger and stronger. Until your eyes close and you let it take hold. And you feel yourself slipping away. Your sense of self quickly disappearing. Until you are nothing but a Valkyrie. Long ago, you feel the wings from your shoulders spreading out as you fly high above a small town with 2 hills on either side. But it's not a happy moment. You feel here this command in you, this righteous fire that burns within you to eliminate those that have been evil, unjust, and who've meddled with the hearts of the people here that are so important to you. And it isn't very long before you find the source of this evil. Your angelic body kind of guiding you to it as you land beside the obelisk in 2 hills. Depicting a singular form against another, similar to what you had maybe seen before in Cogsley's book. And you see around this obelisk is a similar magical circle, but this one red. Its ruins in infernal. And you can see standing beside this magical circle is a creature. Almost half as tall as the obelisk, which is about 25 feet into the air. This 12-foot tall creature has this red-like skin with the head of a wolf and the tail of this snake-like creature that goes around its shoulder. It wears extremely intricate demonic armor. You can see symbols of the hells in ways that you've never realized or noticed before in your studies, and this is way past that. You see this creature looks over to you. So Lythertida is moving. You see him kind of slowly move around the obelisk before coming out the other side, his gigantic paw almost covering entire half of it as he places it there and goes, "Things are changing, Sola. I wouldn't recommend staying on your side."
There is but one side. Only one side in this battle to stand on.
You are correct about that. Because soon it's all going to be one team. Farentai, Lythertida, vice versa. But
not while I stand.
So foolishly righteous. Let's see how long you stand. And you see him just like whip out this crazy demonic spear that creates this huge just explosion in the air as he slams it across the ground. And you find yourself raising up this angelic light bow in your hand. Let's roll initiative, shall we?
Oh, shit!
So all we see is Sola's just like sitting there
Mm-hmm.
right now. Okay. I'm still like
Get. Do I pull it?
perceptive people tell me what to pull. I'm staring, but I don't really notice anything.
Holy shit.
This is when I refer to that thing you've given me, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Oh, shit!
Yes, sir.
Wait, what thing?
There was shit I didn't even know this shit. Cool.
What thing? What thing you got?
He's got a cool thing.
Secrets.
I don't know what my initiative
Just Dex.
is. Just Dex?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 12.
Okay. So,
Bless you.
first up in initiative is this wolfish creature.
Bless you.
You're allergic to nuts.
Who will...
This time.
Sorry. Okay. He is going to kind of run up to you, and as you kind of like land down on the ground to meet him, the two of you begin to run at each other just until you both collide in this crazy attack. This creature here is going to attack with its demonic weapons, snake bite and wolf bite.
Whoa.
So demonic weapon, this sphere, which you can tell has this just crazy evilness on it, is going to be a 32 to hit.
What the
That hits.
Yep. I'm just going to roll the snake bite right now as well as a 33.
Also.
And the wolf bite will just be a natural 1
Ah.
for a 17. So that
Oh,
misses.
goodness.
So. The demonic weapon, as it kind of like slices through your like pristine white skin, it just, and you just start bleeding gold ichor. As you take 36 points of force damage from that attack. The snake bite is going to be 17 points of poison damage, which I think you might be have to check.
Oh, poison?
Yeah.
Immune.
Cool. So you take no damage there, but could you make a Constitution saving throw? that one. Okay, perfect.
Okay, cool. So not 17. So I gotta keep track of my hit points in a different way.
Yeah,
With a calculator.
It's funny, right? But yes, so we'll say that's the end of this creature's turn. It just turns to you and goes, "Greetings from the rising serpent," and it just digs that spear right into you as hard as it can.
Okay. At the end of another creature's turn,
You want to use a legendary
I can
action?
use a legendary.
Fuck yeah, you do. Do it.
And the Solar will do a searing burst. I emit a magical divine energy. So basically, this cut the wound that's on me,
Yeah.
like the ichor that's coming out, will just like suddenly just kind of like bubble and just like this burst of light kind of erupts out of the Solar and sort of like sears into his skin.
Oh, hell yeah.
So each creature makes a DC 23 dex.
Fail.
Okay, great. So now I gotta roll a bunch of dice. Okay, so first
Yeah.
it'll be...
Feel free to take average here if you'd like.
it's fun to roll. So 8, 10, 11
Okay.
fire
Nice.
and
Fire.
shitty rolls. Fuck. And 10 radiant.
Okay.
Should have taken the average. Anyway.
Awesome.
Then the Solar.
It's your turn.
will
Yeah.
Take their turn.
Go for it.
And they're gonna take 2
Hell yeah.
great sword attacks. Solar makes 2 great sword attacks with this action.
Okay.
So to hit.
It's a weapon I've researched a lot.
Yeah.
So I,
17 plus 15 for like 30.
Yeah. Hits.
2 or something. Okay, great. So I'll do the first hit first. So. Oh my goodness. Dice. Okay. This one is better. So, 10.
Let's see.
24 slashing
Ooh, okay.
damage.
Okay.
Plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10. Oops, that was about 10, 25 radiant damage.
Cool.
For the first hit.
Nice. Second hit.
thanks.
Second hit. Just like this huge blade of light, just like 2 massive blows. And then let's see if the second one hits, I guess. Ooh, that was less good. For 18 to hit.
18 just misses.
Okay. So the second one will sail wide.
Okay.
Then I don't know if I have a bonus action or not. I couldn't quite figure that out.
We'll say no. I don't think
Okay.
it, unless it says so. But righty. So that's
Sure.
the end.
That would be the end of my turn, then, I
Alright.
suppose.
Righty. As you're both in the middle of 2 hills, like every weapon strike against each other causes shockwaves that blow out glass that are like toppling over crates and carts. It's like 2 Goliaths are in the middle, just going blow for blow. So next up, Mollydius is going to use its legendary actions against you. It's going to use a lightning bolt. So I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. 9.
9 fail. You watch as you slash into this creature as the snake head on its back just kind of like turns around to you, opens its jaw, and just this beam of electricity flies out of it. And you take... I'm just going to roll these on here. 28 points of lightning damage. Then on its turn, it's going to try one more for the demonic weapon, snakebite and wolfbite.
Okay.
So on the demonic weapon...
Oh, I have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
Sure,
so
you want to roll again?
One more time. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Funny little character.
That was slightly better, but not a lot.
Yeah.
15 this time.
15
still
fails,
fail.
yeah. So. Okay. So, does a 21 hit?
Meets or beats.
Okay. Snakebite hits and wolfbite 20 hits.
Miss.
Oh, misses. Okay, so wolfbite misses, but the other two hit. So it's all this damage again. Fun. Okay, so you take 33 points of force damage on the demonic weapon. No points on the snakebite because you're immune to poison damage.
Correct.
And yeah, that is the end of its turn. It's just kind of like looking at you haggard. You can see its breath. There's just like this kind of like spittle and like kind of like rabies like saliva just streaming down its jaws. It's like
Okay. Let's see here. Is it? It's on the ground.
yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
Okay. This time for a legendary action, the Solar is going to teleport up into the sky, 120 feet.
Okay.
And then we'll take its turn again.
Sure.
And is going to, with an action, or sorry, no, hold on, I'm reading my stuff. I'm going to go up 50 feet.
Yes.
50 feet into the sky. And will, with its action, use the slaying longbow.
Okay.
And we'll make a ranged weapon attack.
Go for it.
Fucking bullshit rules. 19.
Just hits.
Thank goodness. Okay. So it's gonna roll. Oh gosh, 18 piercing damage,
Okay.
and then.
Boy.
Fucking so many ones. I have rolled so many ones. Okay. 10, 19 radiant.
Oof.
Average is 27.
Yeah.
So no, not oof. I'm assuming that it still has more than 100 hit points.
Yes.
Okay. Then, with its bonus action, it does have bonus action. It can send the great sword flying 50 feet, and the great sword will sail down through the air and make an attack as well.
Radiant great sword just
Attack.
like a drone strike.
Right. And so it will also then roll to hit with that.
What does your spiritual weapon look like?
Looks like the massive light great.
Yeah.
That one's definitely gonna hit. It's a 9.
Hell yeah.
So plus 15. Great. So then it's gonna do the damage. So that's 16 plus 8 is 24 slashing.
Okay.
24 slashing plus another.
Holy crap.
Yep. Like all those sevens. 21, 30, 31 radiant.
Ooh. Woo!
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, that'll be the end of its turn. So it's up in the
Flying
air.
up in the air. Gotcha.
50
Awesome.
feet.
Okay. So near the end of your turn, Solar, you look down at this wolfish creature, this servant of the hells, and you can see it like look around and then narrow in on something. For its legendary action, it's also going to teleport to that something, and you see it reappear next to the town hall, where picking up in one of its giant's hands is a gnome of 2 hills. And you can see him just holding him, spear lifted up to the neck. You don't win this. You just had to join. It wouldn't have been that hard.
That won't be happening. Put the gnome down. Do I know the gnome?
Kind of hard to tell from this
50 feet in the air.
50 feet in the air, but
There's an ugly.
let's say...
I have true sight though.
yeah, you do have true sight. Okay, sure. Let's see if you know the
I
gnome.
don't know what that does.
And your passive
I've
is
never had true sight before.
You don't know this gnome
Okay.
specifically.
That
But
makes it easier. to
he's just
sacrifice.
holding him. This demonic sphere, like
That's
the blade on the sphere itself is probably the size of the gnome. To give you a scale of size here.
Yeah, sure.
It's just holding it. And you can see him like looking up in the sky, both of you haggard after this, as you would know it, long battle. This is going on for a while. And as you kind of like look around into the sky, you see popping up into the sky, kind of around behind you, is 2 other figures of light. 2 other angels or 2 other solars, you're not sure, but 2 other helpers from Lythertida, as you can see the 3 of you kind of like looking down at this creature.
Is it awaiting my response, essentially?
We'll say it is, yeah. If you'd like to give it a response.
Lythertida will never accept your actions or your betrayal. There's no way out of this for you but death.
There is no other way out, is there? And as he says that, you feel 2 sharp objects enter into your back. And you look behind you to see the other solars as they shift in color. Skin darkening, wings going black. As you fall, your body landing on the ground. The wolf walks up to you, grabs your head, lifts your eyes to meet his, and says, "This is what you get for being so goddamn greedy." The true sin was forcing fair and tide into Lythertida's shadow. The destruction of souls is just as valuable as creating them. But that's not something you'll ever give up, is it? You see him just raise the spear. Reigning serpent, right these wrongs. As he slams it down. But as he does, everything kind of stops and freezes. And this picture in your head of this combat slowly begins to get lighter and lighter until you can no longer see it. In this white room, you see a figure standing, looking at you, and the High Priestess turns and says, I never thought it would be something like that.
Am I myself again? Am I Sola?
You are.
But I'm in a white room with Olivia.
There is just this kind of, it's a liminal space.
Yeah. Is that why you opened the book? To see that?
Yeah. It calls to those of Lythertida at all times. I feel it strongly even if I have locked it behind every set of doors I can find. There wasn't reason to look at it until now. Light touched. I must say the monocle fits you much better.
It feels better too.
Thank you. I got stuck in a loop. I couldn't complete it. I couldn't complete the event.
What was that? A betrayal from the past?
I believe so. This book is, from my understanding, built from that Sola. It is a piece of his memories. And obviously quite dangerous. But I feel things opening up again, and we will probably be back in our bodies in a moment.
I hope so. This place is nice and calm, but I don't want to stay here forever. And you haven't eaten in a day.
Oh, gods, that's why I'm so hungry. Oh. Okay, no more touching books for a bit. She raises a hand out to you and she just goes, shall we?
Okay.
You take her hand and she begins to walk towards this ever-brightening light. And as you follow her, you find yourself waking up in the basement of the Church of Lythertida.
So look quickly like...
Hey, Rhenerya, pull. That's enough. Pull her out.
Yeah. I need help, please.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Sola's face just
Slowly dragging.
Dragging across the
as the magic circle, the light kind of shimmering off of it subsides, and Olivia slowly opens her eyes and begins to stir.
And so we'll feel her back where the spears went in. And
You okay?
there's nothing there. her chest where the other spear drove down into her as the solar. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. The High Priestess, is she awake?
She's just yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you did, it seemed to work. What did you do?
See, Ridley and Tempest are just kind of taking care of her and giving her water and things.
We.
Do you need anything?
No, I think I'm all right. We witnessed an ancient battle. I was a participant in it. I was an ancient angel called a Sola. Truly titanic being. But I was fighting other titanic beings as well. And there was they betrayed me. I was fighting for Lythertida, but this Ferentide, he betrayed her. And then other angels betrayed me as well. That book, and she points over to it, is made of that solar.
Ew. Like...
Yes.
Ew.
Like that.
Should we take it?
No.
Okay.
No. We should lock it away.
Yeah, kind of like nods a little bit as she like looks at Riley and just goes, "Can you take care of that? I need to regain some strength." And she just kind of nods and covering her hands in these very thick blankets. She like
holding it way out.
and just slowly walks towards the back corridor. We can see one of these rooms is the door, which has been set up.
Okay. Well, the vision didn't go well, but we did accomplish our goal. The High Priestess is free again, and I'm all right.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pull so hard. You hit your head, you hit your face, but you look okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think I'm all right. Thank you, though.
Okay,
It was the right
yes.
thing to do. I don't know what would have happened, but
What made you read that book? Your cleric said that somebody had contacted you and then you immediately went for the book.
Of course. Well, to be plain, maybe discuss these matters in my quarters, if that's all right. They're a little more comfortable.
Of course, yes.
She kind of like, Tempest kind of like takes her elbow and kind of gently guides her up the stairs a little bit, as you all follow in way. Olivia, after lying down and taking some water, the kind of like deep set wrinkles in her face showing a little bit of relaxation for a moment as she is able to lie down for a second. She goes, "When I heard from Father Alderfoot that you had made a bit of he said a revolution, but I don't really think it was quite so. Oh, maybe it wasn't. Okay, well, regardless. Since I was a younger cleric, I remember we had a discussion about finding your quest or your path, doing what Lythertida has chosen for you to do.
Mm-hmm.
My quest was retrieving that book.
I see.
It was difficult to find, obviously. A tomb of Lythertida deeply entrenched outside of Two Hills. But in that tomb I saw similar things to what Father Alderfoot had spoken about. champions of Lythertida use light to harm and to help.
I've learned at one time it's normal.
Yes.
That was the way things were.
It would appear that that is closer to the truth than we realized.
When you were down there, was there a river of blood running through? It would have been fairly close to the entryway that down to the tomb.
Under Two Hills?
No river of blood. However, that book wasn't the only thing I found down there. On one of these reliefs, when it talks about Lythertida, there was another creature in its realm, this Ferentide, and that vision further proves that point. But I found in this tomb maybe some of the origins of that name. Maybe the origins of Ferentide, and it was straight demonic or devilish. But in the means of tamper, there was. It's hard to explain. I'm sorry. The runes can get quite complicated, especially in the older tombs. But I could feel Lythertida. I could feel the hells, and I could feel something else. Something in between. And that is where I think Ferentide lies. However, we have not a lot to go on after that information.
Well, we have a beginning, we have a name.
Yeah.
And a basic understanding of they're not either, so.
When we went to Two Hills, we ventured beneath the mine, under old Grumpalump, and we came upon a tomb there as well that had been, I don't know, probably chanced upon by the mining project there, and it was a tomb of the Valkyrie of Life. No, Light. Valkyrie of Light. It had symbols warding a being by the name Ferentide as well. The Valkyrie, in fact, gave me this, and she'll kind of like pull out top of her shirt and underneath her armor. This magical relic used to belong to the Valkyrie, and I have it now.
Oh. And you're okay with that weight?
I don't know that I have a choice. I seem to be the only light-touched left. And so...
Be that as it may, everyone has a choice, Sola. I don't want to impart that. You can always choose what to do.
I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about just wandering off in the middle of the night and digging a hole and putting it down inside and covering it up, and there for someone else to discover 1,000 years from now. I don't know that I'm okay with the weight, but for now I'm still standing. The Valkyrie did speak of two others, the Valkyrie of Death and the Valkyrie of Revelation, and that I should try to find their tombs as well. I don't know where to even begin. Have you ever heard of them?
Valkyries. Valkyries, Valkyries. Yes, in passing. She kind of like focuses for a second, kind of like taking it in as. Haha, deleted the note before I should have. Whoops. Oh,
Undo.
funny me. Whoops, sorry. Whoopsies. There we go. She goes, there is a passage in that book that, while we weren't there to hear them, they record the Solar's last words. His last words were, "The other Valkyries have already made it to Nemours Rest and the plains of the Great Storm. My death accomplishes nothing. Fair and tide shall not rise today."
Nemours Rest.
And that was Valkyrie that you were.
Yes, I suppose so. Have you ever heard of such a place? Nemours Rest?
I'm afraid I don't have a strong knowledge of the geography of the area, but especially
Right.
considering the names may have changed over the last 500 or some years. But I will, if you think that is worth looking into, I will look into it immediately.
Certainly, yes.
See what I can find, or if the other churches of Lythertida know of any locations that have a similar call or beckon as that book did.
And we have connections with the Blackstaff here in Waterdeep as well. Perhaps there are stores of knowledge in the Blackstaff Tower.
Might be a good bet if you're looking for more. There might be information to be found in the Candlekeep archives if you can get there within time. They're a little more difficult to get into, but with the right accreditation, and honestly, you might already be there. You might be able to access their archives, which are far more longly, or they've been kept over a longer period of time.
Okay. Candlekeep, is that a town, a village, or is that somewhere here in Waterdeep? I've not heard
It
of
is
that.
a floating library, my dear.
Oh,
That's located north, past Neverwinter, and between two hills and two hills, 10 hills, 10 towns, and somewhere. Like I said, geography not my strongest suit.
right. Okay. All right, but it gives us something to go off of.
You said between Neverwinter and Two Hills?
No, I said 10 towns, which is a different place. I was messing it up because there's 2 hills and 10 towns and fucking whatever. There's a place. There's stuff. Are you going there yet? No.
Okay. If you are able to research, that would be so helpful. We will do our part, or at least I will try to do my part as well, and find out what I can. And perhaps, after some time we can reconvene. See what we have learned.
Maybe your grandfather.
I mean, perhaps.
He had a sketch of the original obelisk. He has information of what Two Hills used to be.
Right.
They might just know, or at least point us in a direction that we can possibly go with it.
Sometime when I have a spare spell to spend,
Yes.
I'll send him another message. see what I can find out. Okay. In the meantime, High Priestess, I'm glad you're doing better now. Perhaps you should take some time to rest. You look tired.
I am quite tired.
And probably hungry. I will have the clerics send in some food for you too.
Thank you so much. She kind of like looks to the other two and goes, that one is, and they both just kind of nod. Just this level of appreciation and respect.
You're a good egg.
They begin to kind of leave the room, filter out, and collect a bunch of food and a little bit of refreshments if any of you need it as well to give to Olivia, but
Yeah, we're probably okay.
of course.
We had a good supper, or a good breakfast.
We had some street meat on the road.
Yeah, good idea. We'll just pull a blanket up on Olivia. We'll take our leave of you, Olivia. Please rest.
Yes.
And we'll be in touch.
Thank you, Sola. Take things as they come. Remember that every day is a gift. You
That's
see,
why they call it a present.
exactly. She kind of like turns over onto her side, and see her eyes just kind of close. And
Okay. What time is it? Gosh.
It's
it's getting close.
We should
Close,
probably
yeah.
be on our way.
All of the refugees from Two Hills, are they coming to the Church of Lythertida? Is there anything we can do to assist with, I don't know, preparations? Or are they going somewhere else? Or
I'm not really sure. We kind of got teleported out of that fort before we really got to learn what was going to happen to them.
unfortunately most of them will probably be forced into the field ward for some time.
this room down here is massive. You could definitely house 60 nuns in close quarters for a time.
I mean, perhaps.
They still have a fair chance with Millsack Alderfoot leading them through here. Plus, we can also have Fizzle probably go meet them partially there, and then talk with the High Priestess about
Yeah.
maybe for a short term.
Putting them up here. I mean,
Yes.
a bunch of Lythertida followers in the Lythertida church. That makes sense.
They're gnomes. It's not like you take up a lot of space.
Truth. Yes, exactly.
Close quarters everywhere.
Yes.
Yes, no problem at all. Riley just kind of like nods hearing all this and just shakes her head as Tempest already has like pillows and blankets in his hands, just ready to go. Okay,
These are trying times.
yes, we will set out a bunch of cots and try and do what we can, but we don't have a lot of food. So we'll see what we can do.
We'll see that they make their way here, and she's going to hand him 50 gold to help for things over the next couple of weeks at least, hopefully.
Make it another 100.
And these gnomes are very helpful, very industrious. I'm sure they'll have some ideas as well.
Riley goes, I'm sure they'll have so many ideas on how to make things better.
Ideas, songs,
They-
dance, all the important things.
They are of your church, so I'm sure they will be glad to help. But they've also been through a lot.
They both kind of like look at each other. There's like a silent acknowledgement of something, you're not really sure. But they just kind of go, yep, we will do what we can. As they both kind of get to it.
Right. And we will take our leave. Hi, hello, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good one.
All right, everybody. I'm going to back out into the City of the Dead. We really ought to be on our way,
Yes.
I think.
We've got a ways to go till the dock ward, so double time, shall we?
does it all mean, Sola?
Boy, I wish I knew. There's been a lot of lore dumped on me over the past several days. I don't know what to make of it all.
Blink, 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 blink.
Well, you said that. What would you have told me? You said that Lythertida was kind of an in-between deity. That's what you had learned. She was an in-between deity.
Yeah.
But then also, it sounds like this Ferentide is between Lythertida and the Hells. So what's in between and bad?
Well, no, good question.
Like slightly less in between her?
Well, wasn't it depicted that Lythertida was two things? Maybe this Ferentide was that dark side of the coin, shall we say?
Right. I mean, maybe if Lythertida had been split in two or something.
Well, they said she was.
Yeah.
They said she was split in two and one locked up.
In essence. But in the church, I know, tried to cull the one side that they told us. Remove it and...
All I know is that Lythertida was a balance, and right now there is an imbalance. And I seem to be the only one left on my side. So,
And your side is balance.
well, I mean, the light, I guess, but I would seek to restore balance to Lythertida, if I can figure out how. I feel like these are bigger questions for another time.
Alright. Also, just pile on there, dragons!
Exactly.
Something Tiamat. Rrrgah.
Like I didn't have enough going on.
Well, shall we then?
Let's be on our way. Or continue on our way. Presumably we're on our way already.
Yeah, of course. So is the next place on the list the Mermaid's Tail in the Dockward?
Is it about that time?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
How is everyone dressed to go to the Mermaid's Tail?
Well, I've got my hat.
Mm-hmm.
So as we're walking, I'll turn it on and I'll make myself appear to be a half-elf lady, olive-skinned, silver hair, like smartly dressed, no logos or anything.
Yeah.
Just like everything looks like it's been bought within the last week or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Logos are tacky.
Yeah, exactly. Like old money. You
Yeah.
know?
You're not repping anything but yourself.
Yeah, exactly. There's like a smart slip up,
I like it. I
heel
like it.
boot. Would you
My-
like to give that to me?
Yes. Put it in your hand. If this goes sideways, no,
I shouldn't put it on?
do not.
Why don't I put it on? Does that make
Do
it
you know
happen?
how it works?
Well, I didn't realize. I thought it maybe like there was a magic word or something. Okay, I'll put it in the pocket. Not putting it on. Understood.
This could have gone very badly already.
She just poofed.
In a pocket. I actually didn't know. I didn't know I could wear it.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
If you wear it, there's a chance you can make it work without even realizing you have. But if things go sideways, run.
Okay.
You have no real owing to get away as fast as you can if things start to go quick.
Get going. Good one, though.
I tried. You saw, I tried.
You gave her the out. She didn't take it.
Okay.
I'm still dressed like normal.
Sure.
Me too.
Because I'm going to, like, if there's any, like, oh, who are you? I'm going to be like, I'm his bodyguard.
Okay.
Okay.
Good call.
And also bodyguard, I guess.
My cool sunglasses on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen those like scary dog privilege?
Yeah.
That's like
Oh my
Rhenerya.
I'm down. Well, again, remember, he doesn't get it until he gives us the. You're satisfied with the information he's supposed to give us. Grab the doorknob, swing the door open.
And what you see immediately is kind of like this very like normal desk at the front where you can see like there's a host at the front standing. The entrance into is kind of like on either side of the desk, so you can't see directly in. Kind of gives this like air of privacy a little bit, even as you're just entering into the establishment. You see the girl kind of like looks up over to you all, with I guess Ramsey being the main one. She looked just, oh, welcome to the Mermaid's Tale.
Thank you. I'm here meeting someone. They should already be here by now.
She kind of like takes a second to like look through a reservation list, and she goes, was this for more intimate exchanges?
Oh, no. It's
Or more of a private meeting?
private meeting. The name would be Fireland. The ghost. He's always pretentious like this. Frederick.
Aha! Yes. I do have a Frederick ghost.
Yes, that's yes. Douche.
Cool
What a
name.
stupid name.
So cool. I mean,
That's
I'm not
who-
keen with you.
That's yes. How are we going to get you in? Well, we can always.
Sorry, who are you?
Would you like to be
Yes,
taken to the
please,
room? Or?
please, yes.
Okay. You can see she kind of like peels back the curtain a little bit, and you can see like kind of like this swanky kind of like jazz bar thing with like a pedestal, a stage in the middle where there's like a nice kind of like piano like instrument, and you can see this like blue-haired, blue-skinned Genasi girl singing like this kind of like oh god, what was her name? What was the wife of Sinatra?
Nancy Sam?
Nancy's
Yeah.
the daughter, but
Oh no, not the daughter. One of them did music. I can't remember.
Ava.
Nancy did.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Well, it was like these boots are made for walking.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking about.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
Boots Are Made for Walking is coming on as you guys enter into the bar.
Oh, it's that kind of
Yeah.
a bump.
But it's like a jazzy like postmodern juice box version. It's pretty nice.
Made for walking up walls.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
There's a guy with a cello like doo 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 doo. Yeah. It's swanky. It's nice in here. And you see the host kind of leads you further into the establishment, more tucked away from kind of the regular clientele. Up on the second floor, you find this kind of like insulated box type room that looks down the stage below. And as she kind of like slowly opens the door, you see sitting in a chair watching the festivities is your brother, Frederick, who is dressed pretty normally.
Hello, brother.
Ah, there he is. Come, take a seat, and bring your friends with you, please.
Can someone like
Certainly.
describe what he looks like? Because I don't know what we're looking at.
Absolutely, I can definitely. As you walk in, Frederick has kind of like a well-trimmed beard that kind of goes right around, and like a little bit of like a goatee kind of happening. Short brown hair, pale complexion. But as you like take a second to kind of like check him, he's not a weak person. There's muscles you can see around both his shoulder blades, and there's like a nimbleness to his movements that is eye-catching.
Before we enter, can I just kind of like once around the room, if anyone sticks out that I've known that's worked with the family that's wintry in human form?
Especially that one.
Yeah, sure. Roll a perception check.
Okay.
Just regular.
Yeah.
I would have actually like walked in with them, and like as soon as we got in, just kind of like been really casual about like just moving somewhere else in the
Sure.
room. And
19.
I also want to do something before we enter in. But
Yeah.
Go ahead.
With a 19, as you're like walking up and kind of like looking down as you get to the second floor at
I'm also
the
looking to
clientele
see
around.
where Ishif ended up.
Sure. Let's say Ishif landed by the bar next to a high stool. And you're just kind of gently watching as the bartender is kind of making you a little drink. With your mark of a perception, I'd say it's looking pretty clean. You're not getting smell of werewolf or Fyland, and no immediate faces you recognize.
Just oddly looking at him. Certainly. This is my friend Rhenerya. She's the reason we wrote this letter, but... Did you really come alone?
No.
I wouldn't expect you to.
No. You just will never be able to know.
Oh.
So, let's get to business, shall we? Let me make things very clear off the hop. There is one thing that Father wants right now.
Oh, I know.
Then you know how short that time is getting to get it back to him. He knows you're in Waterdeep.
I wasn't trying to hide it. But again, I will give you that when my friend is content with the information I asked you to gain for me.
All right. But to be clear, if I don't walk out of here with that pendant, you know what happens next. And there's nothing I can do, nothing I can say. That's just what happens.
I'm well aware, brother. I am well aware.
Just a reminder. Now, to business. Ramsey has said you are interested in a group of people. These Tempest, as well as the leader of the dynasty of Shay, correct?
Correct. So you have heard of that particular dynasty.
Of course.
So you are aware of the danger they pose.
In terms of military capability, or...
Sure, let's say that.
I've found a few things in my travels. Nothing overt. But due to the cult's behavior in the surrounding area, the Fyland House has been getting quite a few requests for safe travel, companionship, or watching a group of nobles dilly-dally across the Sword's Coast. Or if you're wintry, killing some of those creatures. So, yes, I have dealt with the cult. What is it you're looking for?
Do you know the name of the leader of this cult? I mean, I do. But I'm curious if you've divulged that information as deep as that far.
I mean, many of the forces are coming out of the north, close to the dynasty. I've been along its borders. I've seen dragons flying about. Many of them continuing towards where I assume the capital would be. Others diverging off their path. It's hard to track. But most of them, especially the smaller ones, seem to be making it there.
And the involvement of the Tempest with this alleged cult?
I was tasked with retrieving an item from one of these towns that had been attacked, similar to you, Ramsey. And all I found was a crater. A dragon didn't do that. Dragon certainly didn't do that.
No, I can tell you what did that. Oh no, not now. Answer my friend first.
You think the Tempest was involved in making this crater shape that a dragon was not capable of?
It's a meaningful hypothesis. From what I can tell, there's a few very strong members of this cult. And some of them are gifted beyond what I think is reasonable for a human. So, yes, I do think so.
How many are there, do you know? Of the Tempest, sorry.
3.
Sounds about right. Frederick, was it?
Yes.
Let me be frank. While I consider your brother a close friend, he may consider me an arch nemesis at times. I do value him and his friendship, and quite frankly consider him family as well. Maybe in a different perspective that you do. But he certainly, I know, took a risk reaching out to you to help me, which I greatly appreciated. If you're aware or unaware, I am a part of the Che dynasty. There were reasons why I left, and there are reasons why I want to return now. My uncle Damon, as I'm sure you're aware of, has taken over the dynasty. He has, I understand from Ramsey anyways, that your family is powerful. There's maybe certain intentions that your father has with Waterdeep in your surrounding locations. If my uncle is involved with these tempests that you're explaining, the dangers he poses also poses danger to your family that, from what I'm understanding, they're already battling. Is my uncle Damon still hiding in the capital city of the Che dynasty?
Absolutely. Although I should clarify, I noticed his presence, not his physical self. So if he's a magical, if he's within that capacity, there are certain things he could be doing. But that's where I'll ask you now. Is he more learned? Is his magic more natural to his being? Or did he study it?
I can only assume with the involvement of the Tempest that it is quite unnatural and unlearned.
That's not good.
No, it is not.
Okay. So you would say that this Damon would be an issue?
I would say he is the biggest issue.
Alright.
Did you ever encounter a gold-faced elf at all? A bit flamboyant, shall we say?
An elf, you said?
Yes.
Gold veining in his face.
Yeah.
I
More of a
assume,
dick than you.
I assume one who enjoys blood.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
involved with the Tempest, or is a part of it. I have a feeling.
From what I can tell, the foot soldiers refer to him as a Tempest.
Fantastic.
Tempest Nor.
Sorry, what was that?
Nor.
You mumbled.
Nor? They call him Nor?
Nor.
Nor.
That sounds made up. Did you make that up?
No, but someone did. That's how names work, Ramsey.
Yeah, Ramsey. I will say, Frederick, I've only heard one perspective of your being and how you are as a person, but I do appreciate your honesty.
Let's just say there are greater evils afoot.
There certainly is. He's not as bad as you made him out to be.
It's because he's on a leash. I know my father's influence when I see it. Frederick, you are not nearly attractive enough to be as stupid as you are right now.
Yes, I should have told him exactly what you told me, instead of just saying I was going to pick up a little pendant that Father so graciously decided to make you pick up. Either way.
Are you content?
Content with the information. I suppose the word to use is helpful because it was, but there's training to be done. But you know me, never afraid of a challenge. Certainly not this one. Thank you, Frederick, sincerely. I can't speak on behalf of Ramsey, and I know that Ramsey now owes you something, which again, Ramsey, I also appreciate.
Oh or not oh, there will come a time when you need to be here.
Ramsey.
Father has been... I don't know the depths of his plans, but he does want to be a Master Lord. We both know the power that comes with that role.
Well, the good news is that if we're unable to stop the Tempest, that nobody will exist here anyways.
That's
She
great.
has a really amazing ability to just
Perfect.
cherry on top of things.
Oh, you do that too.
Just a
Fine.
stay away from Wintry. If you even smell her, stay away from her.
What now?
You have that, it's running wild in you, I can smell it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, fine, but Wintry will not take that for an answer. He just kind of like shakes his head and looks down at the crowd below.
I do believe we do owe your brother something.
Sola will message over to Yishif. You can bring it over now.
Just you see the up and go. Reaction. Big stretch. And thank you, bartender.
I do tell him.
Just so carefully over. Totally nonchalant.
The whole time I don't take my eyes off Frederick.
He's just watching the doorway.
I'll walk in, grab it, put it on the table, say nothing, then take a step back.
Okay.
You know. No, I'm holding on to him.
Mm.
You know what this will do. You know what he will do. But what you don't know is what I will do. And just let the eyes flash red towards him.
And I'm just like, buddy system, buddy system.
Just let go.
More restraint than I'm used to seeing from you. Maybe you are learning. As he grabs onto the gauntlet and then literally fucking slides through the floor.
Goodbye, brother.
Holy crap!
And he's gone.
That's so cool! You can't do that, can you?
No, he doesn't.
It's you.
There's maybe something that I shared with Sola that I should share with everybody else that was related to this conversation. Our little golden-faced friend who we met previously, that
Is this private information? Just
you are more than welcome to listen now, I think, as you should.
What?
We're in a private room with you. You are. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Okay.
Our golden-faced friend that we encountered before, as I told Sola.
Wait.
Yes, the day before yesterday.
They grab Screed by the back of the head. Slowly rotate.
What do you see with your scree eyes?
Is there anybody in here?
Anything?
There's a few like magical glyphs set up at the top of the room that prevent scrying in the building.
Oh, great. Okay. Okay.
Nothing to worry about.
Okay.
Well, speaking
Thank you. Sorry.
speaking of scry,
Yes. Well, it's-
when Scree sees that image above my head that nobody else seems to see, that golden phase elf was speaking to me the entire time.
Not your uncle.
I don't believe so.
Huh.
But that elf kept referring to me as Little Dragon, which the only person in my entire life, or the only people in my entire life who had ever called me that was my family.
So how did he know?
And I point down to the ground where Frederick went through. There was also references from Goldface about my killing of a certain dragon, and how, in spite of the fact that I was able to stop that dragon, there was a reward from that for who we now know as the Tempest, as that white four-winged figure that birthed out of crater. Interesting that your brother also mentioned another crater that had formed.
As I suspected.
What was the reward? Sorry?
A very scary kind of creature with four wings.
You would have seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who was offering the reward? The voice?
It was a reward for the Tempest.
That was the Tempest's reward.
Yeah.
He was trying to...
They were holding the gate open for she to come through, which I believe that she was Tiamat.
Right.
But because I was able to kill the dragon, Tiamat was not able to come through.
Right. And so we prevented that, but he still
Something got
gained
through.
a reward in whatever they awoke.
That creature was.
Yeah, that white four-winged creature, which we couldn't really see.
Interesting
So
that a
is this-
battle involving Sola's town is closely related to the Tempest and my uncle in the north.
Well, you did find those crates.
It's a very scary, scary connection. If your family has already been involved in providing security for creatures and whatnot, they are aware, but...
That is... This must be much, much worse than we ever thought. This is not something that my father would undertake.
My uncle is watching. 100% he is watching. Either it's through these tempests or other spies among us. She does a little squint amongst everybody. And then kind of like breathes a sigh of like relaxation.
Well, that was easy.
No.
But he's watching. I don't think, like I mentioned, for a long time, like I had told Eon before she passed, that he didn't see me as a threat, that I had no intent to take over the Che dynasty, which I do not, and I still do not. But I cannot let my uncle do whatever he's doing with the Tempest and destroy everything in their path with these odd creatures that we're not even aware of.
And now we at least have a name too for the face. No.
Noir?
But he's also called Farentide?
No.
No.
No, he
Farentide
serves.
is...
That's yet someone else.
He serves Farentide.
No.
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 Oh.
Farentide was the name posted under, like,
The tomb.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Valkyrie of Light, labeled as kind of like the reverse of Lythertida, and there's some like we need to seal the Farentide away kind of things going on, and
Oh, I mistook a note then.
yeah.
Why does it seem like everything bad? Just about everything possibly bad is all bubbling to the surface right now. You have a group of fanatics trying to raise a god dragon. You have another group of fanatics who are trying to keep what happened with your god suppressed. You have another group of fanatics who are serving your uncle and the god of Tempest. This is why I don't like organized religion.
We're not all bad, I swear.
No, I know. I know.
Sola and Rhenerya, like, we have saved your life
Yeah,
so
that's
many
I know,
times.
I know.
man.
But just like,
And our gods actually gave us a lot of stuff to help you with. These connections are scary.
and they all—that's the other worst part is that they all now seem to be slowly.
And they know that
Linking
we
to
are
one another.
connected.
So, Tempest Nor is also...
Gold-faced.
But he works for Beelzebub.
Correct.
So
He has the powers gifted.
from Beelzebub. So there's a
Nice.
chance... I mean, one scenario is that Beelzebub's the Farentide. Another scenario is that it's just something completely different. But then I'm like, okay, so what does Beelzebub want with the Farentide? They're not the same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah, like this is like the Tempest is like an organization,
Mhm.
not
Oh,
really a
okay.
religion.
Oh, okay.
Everything else kind of is. The Tempest is literally like mercenaries. That
Okay.
And that's why I
went
think
through some things.
my uncle,
This trio.
that this is how he gained his position of power, was through help with the
Gotcha.
Tempest.
Okay.
Whether that means giving him power or using their power to suppress other people, or probably both.
So Tempest Nor, the gold-veined elf, he's trying to basically bring the Farentide back into the rightful spot in his mind, right? Meanwhile, good part of Lythertida, so Farentide might be the bad part of Lythertida, but the good part of Lythertida is locked up. So maybe if we're assuming that the Farentide is bad, evil Lythertida, then maybe he was also locked up. And maybe he wasn't recently. Maybe that's why this is happening now.
Could very well be.
I mean, this might be saying too much, but you all know of Lythertida.
Mhm.
None of you had heard of Farentide.
Mm.
That has some meaning to it, as far as what has been hidden and what is currently not.
Mhm.
But
Wait. No.
I don't know. Closer than we were yesterday, but it's interesting. Did I hear, or did you just tell me in these last 30 seconds that the dragons seem to be consolidating in Che?
Frederick had said yes.
some.
He said some more of like the smaller ones, but some also seem to be departing. Dragons are never really a good sign. Unfortunately, that half of me is kind of what creates that horrible side of me.
It's not the fact that there's a dragon there, it's the fact that there's dragons.
Correct.
They are, for the most part, solitary creatures. They don't play well with others. So there's a driving force making them coalesce together.
He did say there was at least a magical sense of Uncle Demon being there.
Which I would imagine being too far away.
So much.
as the sins are, I'll say, taking the time to kind of lay down all the cards onto this small table in the mermaid's tail. I think that's where we're going to pick up for tonight, or for tomorrow night, next night, whenever. We're going to stop now. we're tired.
It's been a long day.
Amazing. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your night, and hi, hey, hello.
Hi, hey.
Yay!